Hey man, I want to talk to you today about how to practice and some effective ways to do that. You may have heard people tell you before, well, you need to practice your instrument or you need to go practice that, but you really don't have any idea what that actually means. So let's get this straight and let's help you out. First of all, you need to create for yourself an effective place for you to practice. That place should be a place that has a correct chair so that you can sit up straight and tall on the edge of your seat. So it shouldn't be your sofa or your bed at home. Those are not good places for you to have correct posture. So we need to have correct posture and a good chair to do that. You should have a music stand. We realize that sometimes you may not have a music stand at home, and you need to find a way then to prop up your music properly so that you are looking straight ahead at your music instead of having to look down when you're trying to read your music or try to play your instrument. So make sure you're sitting up straight and tall and able to look straight ahead. You need a quiet environment, free of noise and distractions in order to practice. So if you have the dog running through your practice session, that's probably not going to be very effective. Or if you have the television on, that's probably not going to be a good place for you to concentrate on what you're doing. So get rid of those things so that you can think for a few moments while you practice. You also need to have with you your tuner and your metronome that came with your supply kit. So attach your tuner and turn your metronome on when you practice so that you are listening to that sound consistently and have that beat and that pulse in your head. It is important to set aside a regular time of practice each day. Now, this might be a different time for one person than it is for another because one thing doesn't work for all of us the same way, but it should be a consistent time. Have a discussion with your family as to what the best time would be for you, and then try and stick to that. Remember that practicing a whole lot of time on one day is not very effective. Instead, plan to practice in smaller chunks over a number of days in the week. Your practice should include a warm up time where you're focusing on your embouchure and the sound that's coming out of your instrument. You should also be practicing on things that have been assigned in class. And then as you get more proficient in your instrument, you'll want to spend time practicing just reading music and trying to get better at things that you've never seen before. So, warm up, sight reading, and assigned material are essential parts to your daily practice. So, you need to make sure that you are organized when you are going into your practice session. It's best to plan out what you're going to do and set some goals for yourself. For example, you might set a goal for the practice session in general. You can ask yourself, am I relaxed when I'm performing or am I stressed? Stress and tension in the body leads to stress and tension in the sound. So we want to be relaxed. So ask yourself, do I like the sound that's coming out of my instrument? If I change this or I change that a little bit, can I make it better? Always be asking yourself, can I do something to make that sound better? Are you practicing with the proper fundamentals? Are you sitting correctly? Are you holding your instrument correctly? Are you taking the right kind of breath to produce good sound? Always be asking yourselves this as you are practicing. Ask yourself, are you playing with the correct pitches? And are you playing rhythms with a steady tempo? So if you have that metronome and tuner set up, those are tools to help you determine that. When you're having difficulty with a passage, you should be counting those rhythms out loud, clapping the rhythms, try singing the rhythms, dying the rhythms. Then, if you're having trouble with a certain area, then focus on that one thing for a while and repeat it as necessary so that it gets better. You can try if it's too fast. Don't be afraid to slow it down for a time. Practice it slowly and then gradually build up to a faster speed. Always learn from your mistakes. We all make mistakes. There is no musician who plays well that has not made mistakes. That is the way that we get better, is by making mistake and then learning how to fix the mistake and overcome the mistake. Play through the passage that you're working on several times in a row correctly before you move on to the next thing. You're going to want to record your practice sessions. We're going to give you information on how to fill out your practice record. And you're going to want to also think about that practice and how you can make it better for the next time that you go to your practice session. And when you're practicing, don't always start at the beginning of a piece of music. Sometimes we need to start at the beginning, sometimes we need to start at the middle, and sometimes we need to start at the end and then go back and put it all together. So mix it up a little bit when you're practicing once you get your music. If you become frustrated, walk away, do something else for a few minutes, and then come back when you have a fresh frame of mind so that you can think more clearly about what you're doing. Be positive and optimistic when you're practicing. You're always improving on something, so be happy about that. Don't get upset when you don't get it right. And remember, after you finish practicing, complete your practice record so that you have those points for your class, and you also have a record of you getting better. Positive practice means effective performance. I hope that you have enjoyed this video today and look forward to creating effective practice techniques.